Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. It seems that we are live this morning. Happy Monday. It's Lady Victoria with Victoria School of Etiquette. Of course, where we offer a solution to your etiquette dilemmas. Broadcasting to you live this morning from the great windy city of Chicago. Chi-Town is what we like to call it. We are the best in the Midwest, and I'm so happy to have you be a part of our platform on this morning. So, anywho, I hope that everyone has had a good weekend and that everyone is doing well, that you are in good health, and you and your family as well. Listen, we're jumping on. It's Mind Your Manners Monday. Good morning. Thank you for being a part of our platform on this morning. So please like and share across your various social media platforms. I appreciate that. This morning we are addressing men and manners. Mr. Manners. Is there a difference in how men portray their manners in society today? Is it any different than how the rest of society should handle their manners in public? Are men required to do anything different than women in society today? So, what's the deal? Are they also to be nice? Are they also to be civil? Should they be respectful? Should they show deference? Are their table manners any different than anyone else? Do they operate differently in business? Do they operate differently in society overall? Well, the answer to all of those questions is no. Their manners should be the same. Men are required to be respectful just as well as women are, just as well as young adults are, just as well as children are. They're required to exercise the manners of society and civility just the same as everyone else. Now, of course, there are some things that men do that women don't do or women might not do as much. Men oftentimes open the door for ladies. Men pull out chairs for ladies to be seated first. Men walk on the outside of the curb. Ladies walk inside. So men walk curbside and ladies walk on the other side of them. They're still allowed to say or required to say please and thank you and exercise all of those manners just as well as anyone else is. But sometimes people look at men differently and say, oh, well, they should do this better or they should do this more. Perhaps they can do more, but we're all required to exercise manners at the best of our abilities. Good morning. And please don't be shy about sharing your comments in the comment section below. But we're all required to operate the same. And as I said, men open doors, men pull out chairs, women are addressed to men or introduced to men, not the other way around. So there are a lot of things that men do that women don't, but they're all required to do them the same. Now, I'm going to share some quotes with you this morning or share some tips, perhaps from someone I think that many of us respect as a male figure in society. Mr. Manners himself, as he has oftentimes been referred to, our former President Barack Obama. Mr. Obama made it a part of his lifestyle while he was president and in his personal life to always execute excellent manners. Now, I'm sure that he was probably brought up with a lot of these protocols, and then being the president of the United States of America, there were a lot of things that he was, I wouldn't say trained to do, but a lot of things I'm sure that his cabinet and those that were around him suggested that he act out certain protocols all the time. And that's good that it happened to him as president of the United States. But just as a man, period, as a husband and as a father and as an example to the nation, he decided that he would take these things on himself. So one of the things that President Barack Obama says is to always be prepared. Now, he says in a little book that he co-authored along with Anna Post of the Emily Post Institute. Anna Post is the great granddaughter, I believe, of the granddaughter of Emily Post. And he authored this little book called Mr. Manners. This little book here, he authored this book along with the Emily Post Institute. And in this book, he talks about manners and the protocols of manners and how important they are in life. And again, one of the things that he stated was that to always be prepared. In this book, he says that many of us will never be practicing for a presidential inauguration as he was, but for the events in your life that you may attend or that you have access to, you should always be prepared for every situation that you are in. And so how do you prepare? You prepare simply by practicing before you get there. So if you know that you're attending a dinner party, of course, you've already responded to the invitation. You already know what the dress attire is like. And so how do you prepare for that? Perhaps you prepare for that by getting dressed prior to. You want to make sure that what you're wearing is appropriate for the situation. And you want to make sure that all of your attire is correct, that all of your attire is what we might say it's in vogue. You want to make sure that you have the proper suit, the proper tie, all of those things. Is it a bow tie occasion, or are you a bow tie person? Everything that you're doing that is also suiting and fitted to your personality. But be prepared. If you don't know the dining protocols, then practice dinner before you get there. The type of dinner that's going to be served, then perhaps you could frequent a restaurant a time or two, or practice that dinner at home. Simply set it up as it would be set up for the occasion that you are attending, and practice. Practice using the utensils. Practice making sure that they're in the right order. If you don't know, you can, first of all, you can call me. You can call me and you can practice with me, and I'd be happy to do that with someone that might be interested. But again, you can set this up at home, especially now when we're still dealing with COVID, and not that many places might be open, and you might feel like that you can't go out and that you can't participate in those things, but you can practice. So practice makes perfect. On accepting advice, Mr. Obama suggests that you accept advice gracefully. It might not be something that you agree with, the advice that you're given, or it might not be something that you're comfortable with, but you accept the advice because everyone has room for improvement. And he states here, being open to advice, even if it's over a minor detail, is a sign of confidence and self-assurance. So people look at you differently when you can accept advice and do so gracefully. And always putting forward your best foot, putting your best foot forward, keeping up appearances. This again goes back to dress attire and personal grooming. Personal grooming is also very, very important. Whether you're out on the golf field, whether you're out at a formal dinner, whether you're out, if you're visiting in another country, in another region, in another area, always put your best foot forward. It's up to you personally to make sure that you're properly attired, that you're properly groomed. Even men, make sure that your nails are manicured because people see your hands. So you don't want your hands to be unattractive. You don't want anything about you to be unattractive. Make sure that your haircut is on point. Maybe going out to a new event for the very first time, maybe that's not the time to try and get a brand new haircut in a style perhaps that you've not had before, and you're not sure if you're going to like it. Because once it's done, right, it's done, I think, gentlemen, and to go back and to have it redone or to try to have it fixed up hours before the event that you are going to can add stress to your day and add stress to where you're trying to go. So you don't want those kinds of things to be an issue. So always putting forward your best foot. Be punctual. Be punctual. Be timely. Be timely. I like this picture. If you can see this picture here of Mr. Obama arriving at an event and he's checking his time against their time. Is he on time? So it is said that to be on time means that you're at least 10 to 15 minutes early for any appointment that you have. That's being on time. If you arrive right at the dot, Some people say that you're late already because you need to get in, you need to hang up your coat or put away your umbrella or, go to the restroom before you're meeting with that person. So being timely and being punctual is something that Mr. Obama himself speaks about. Acting considerately, the impact of small gestures is very, very important. So just being polite to a person, saying hello to someone as you are walking across the room. Good morning, Sister Rita. God bless you as well. Just saying hello to someone as you are entering or exiting a room. Sometimes, even if you don't say hello, just acknowledging them with your eyes. And oftentimes, especially with men, you give the head nod to say, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your presence in the room. So that is a small consideration. The impact of small gestures. Being thoughtful of others is the essence of civility, Mr. Obama states. On an everyday level is demonstrated by small gestures from cleaning up after yourself to holding the door for someone. So we're talking about gentleman manners on this morning. And these are things also that women, everyone in society does. But today we're focusing on men because the question was asked of me once before, are men required to behave differently? Do they have a different set of protocols than does everyone else as far as manners and civility is concerned? No, they don't have a different set of protocols, but oftentimes men do things that we as women don't do. But across the board, manners are the same. Finding a role model. I really, really like this one because I think that it is so important that we should all have role models. But for men who are oftentimes exemplified as the leaders in society, they are exemplified as leaders in their home. They are image makers and image setters oftentimes. Men, fathers, okay, fathers, husbands, sometimes you are the first person that a woman shows her love to. My dad was the first man that I fell in love with, appropriately, father-daughter relationship. But as men, you are the model figures, oftentimes by how we as women, daughters, choose our male partners. We oftentimes want a man or we look for a man that's just like our father, or we look for a man that's the complete opposite of our father, depending upon the impact that a father has had in the life of that woman. So finding a role model is extremely important sometimes, just in life. And if you are looking for a role model to go before you and to pattern yourself after, when you are embarking upon a particular journey, a particular assignment, whether it be in your personal life, if you're looking for a role model, whether it be in business that you're looking for a personal model, for those of you that are believers in the faith, if you're looking for someone to pattern yourself after, as far as your faith, in your church home, in ministry, you're looking for someone to pattern yourself after. So finding a role model and benefit from their experience. Their experience, all people, we all have good experiences and bad, but you want to pattern yourself after a role model, and you look at their good experiences and you look at their bad ones as well, and you want to take note of how did they extricate themselves from that situation, or how were they able to navigate through that situation. Even though it might have been a negative experience, did they come out smelling like a rose or did they come out smelling otherwise? So finding a role model and benefiting from their experience, looking up to someone is not just for kids. It's for us as adults too. And this is one thing that Mr. Obama states. Having a role model is a way to anchor your ideas and guard your actions. Parents, neighbor, or former president, it's smart to keep good company. I think that's really good sage advice from Mr. Obama to everyone. We're focusing on males on this morning. So you want to find a role model. And then after you do that, you want to set an example. Model behavior that you want others to pattern themselves after If you are their role model, model behavior that you want others to pattern themselves after. So thereby you're setting an example and you're teaching, you're grooming all at the same time. He states the best way to teach children is to lead by example. Practicing good manners at home makes it easy to expect good manners from kids when in public too. And this is one of the things, this is a picture of Mr. Obama washing dishes with his girls. Here he is doing the dishes. Can you see it? Oh, there he is. He's doing the dishes with his girls in the background. And it's one of the things that I talk about as far as teaching manners. People ask me the question, how do you teach your children manners? And usually my template answer is by example. You teach them by example. When do you start teaching them? As young as they are able to understand yes and no, you begin to teach them good manners. So this is just a portion of what I wanted to share on today. So for men, if you are watching, if you are in the chat, do you open doors? For those that are coming behind you, do you open the doors for your wife? Do you open doors for your daughters? Are you setting those examples at home for your children to model themselves after? If you're past that stage and your children are now adults, are you practicing it with your grandchildren? Because you can come alongside your adult children and help to co-parent and set examples in that area. So practicing good manners is something that we should practice all the time. We should aim for it every single time so that we never miss the mark. And again, as I stated in the very beginning, co-signing with President Obama, if you don't know how to do it, then you begin to practice. And practice is the best teacher and the best way to learn how to jump on board with good manners and civility in everyday life and in every other area of your life as well. This is Lady Victoria with Victoria School of Etiquette, where we offer a solution to your etiquette dilemmas. I'm asking if you could please like and share this video across your various social media platforms. I'd be very happy and honored if you would do that. And I want to say to you to have a good Monday, starting off your week, remembering that manners are always appropriate, whether you're male, whether you're female, you are part of society, then manners is a part of who you are, whether you realize it or not. Thank you so much for being part of our platform on this morning. You all have a very blessed day. And until the next time, we will chat again. But this is bye for now.